Introduced, we come to oral question. The first, in the name of Chloe Swarbrick.
To the Prime Minister, does he stand by all of his government's statements and actions?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Yes, and especially this government's action to improve road safety by going after drugged and drunk drivers. Our government is absolutely committed to building great roads, and Kiwis deserve to be safe when they drive on them. And alcohol and drugs are the #1 cause of fatal crashes on New Zealand roads. In fact, around 30% of deaths on our roads are involved drug drivers. So our government is taking action with more funding for roadside tests as part of a package of $1.3 billion for road policing in the next 3 years. But we know funding isn't enough, which is why we're setting targets for alcohol and drug tests so we see better results for where the money's spent.
Does he stand by his statement, quote, "Part of the history of modern New Zealand has been our struggle to understand the intentions and expectations of those who sign the treaty. That work is still happening and will keep going," end quote. And if so, can he set out his understanding of Te Tiriti o Waitangi by telling the House whether he believes that Maori ceded sovereignty?
An answer to the first part of the question, yes.
Does the Prime Minister believe that Maori ceded sovereignty?
Our position is that the Crown is sovereign.
Supplementary question.
Supplementary question, the Right Honourable Mr. Peters.
Is it a fact that 102 years ago, in a major thesis, Sir Upper Ngata set out the very circumstances of the treaty, and he said that Maori ceded sovereignty? Far closer to the action he was, as were other Maori leaders of that time.
Well, as I said, our position is that the Crown is sovereign, and also importantly, the Treaty of Waitangi has protections and therefore both Crown and Maori interests.
Are we to take from that answer that the Prime Minister believes that Maori ceded sovereignty?
Oh, my dear.
I don't know how I can be clearer in answer to the first question.
When did Maori cede sovereignty?
Yeah, I just say to the member, we have a Treaty of Waitangi as the founding document of New Zealand. In there is protection for both Crown and Maori interests. As I said to you, the position is very clear. The Crown, Maori ceded sovereignty of the Crown.
Does his government's Treaty Principles Bill consider the Waitangi Tribunal's finding from 10 years ago that, quote, the rangatira who signed Te Tiriti o Waitangi in February 1840 did not cede their sovereignty to Britain? Or does he continue or intend to continue to sideline the Waitangi Tribunal?
We haven't seen a Treaty Principles Bill yet.